Hello, and welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while. I think it's been like 3 weeks or something. Hopefully audio is working okay. As per usual, that's always the main thing I'm unsure about when getting started. But it's good to be back. It's good to see all of you here. Hello to Grapesodaxby. Doing well. How are you? 525 pilots, 525 pilots. Can I just call you May 25 pilots? Good to see you. Joseph the Giant stepped away again, so maybe later we'll see him. Haley Bailey, good to see you. Very, very quiet. Okay, good to know. Good to know. How about now? Is this good? Is this good? Is this better? I don't want to make your ears explode, but obviously want to make sure you can hear me, especially because I'm going to be moving around. So just trying to stay quiet. Exactly. Better. Oh wait, hang on. Is this better? I might have had this is too loud. I might have had my interface turned down for some reason. But let me know if it's still coming up quiet. What are you going to be unboxing? So I'm actually going to be unboxing very little. But this isn't really an unboxing stream. Volume is good. Awesome. This isn't really an unboxing stream. This is a frequently requested stream. Wasn't my idea. So I'm not here to just show off, but a lot of people asked me to go through my physical media collection in a live stream. Or at least I thought it would be more fun to do it in a live stream than in a recorded video or something like that. So that's the plan. We're not going to be looking at every single piece of merchandise or physical media I own. That would take a while. As you can see, I have books and DVDs and Blu-rays behind me. That's not part of this. I have another bookshelf of DVDs back there. Not part of this. We're looking mainly at music. There are a couple, entirely in music. Mainly 21 Pilots, some IDK How, a bit of JD. They obviously haven't put out much. And some film scores as well that I have. It's also not going to be every single piece of 21 Pilots merch that I own. Again, I have variants of things that are very similar and aren't necessarily my favorite. I want to kind of highlight my favorite pieces here, and I don't want to bore you all. But the bulk of the stream will be going through my physical media collection. Do I have Only Band in the World? I do. I didn't bring it up here. It's back there on the bookshelf. Yes, I do. I didn't think there was much to show with that. It's pages of a book. I could read the entire thing aloud, but I would probably get taken down for doing that. Have you already unboxed your box sets? No. So that is actually going to be the finale of this presentation, as it were. I have just quick preview. Real quick. Well, you can see this. Very, very awkward setup. Obviously not the highest quality, right? But I have all 3 box sets. Wow, that is a tragic reflection. I have all 3 box sets, and I have not opened any of them yet. So we're going to end with that. Going to end with unboxing all of these. I have purposely avoided seeing what is inside them. I'm not really sure of the contents. I've heard exciting things, but that's how we're going to close out the night. Or close out this portion, and then we'll switch to a couple of light items and then Perligo Ponders. So, let's see. Thought I'd have to wait 2 more weeks because you didn't go live last night. Yeah, I almost went live. But, so, okay. As you can see, there's a cord in front of me, right? And this goes to the webcam that is providing the overhead shot, so you can see my desk and the things I'm going to be looking at. And it took me all of this afternoon to get it just to work the way it is right now, which obviously is not perfect. It got to a point where I just figured I'm not going to touch it, not going to mess with it. We have something that you can see and I can see, and there we go. But yesterday I was also starting to work on this, and I just wasn't going to have the time to actually set this up properly, I realized, so I had to shift it to today. But yes, this is the physical media stream. Need to get a bookshelf for your physical media. It is nice. It is nice. I've never read it. What's it like? It's good. It's I mean, it kind of reads like an extended written interview. There's a bit more with it, but if you've ever read like an interview in, I don't know, Rock Sound, that they did an edition last year, and they had an interview with the band. I think it was Rock Sound. Where it's on paper, it's not a video interview, and you're kind of reading it, and then there's like a journalist expanding upon that and providing a bit more than just the text of their words. It's kind of like that, but fuller. That was my impression, I suppose. I at least got the print vinyl. No, I didn't get any picture vinyls. No, so before they became listening event exclusive or listening party exclusive items, I'd actually pre-ordered a copy of all of them. Because there were like 4 or something, because they were all listed on the independent record store websites, and then they refunded me and canceled it because it became a listening party exclusive thing. I didn't go to the listening party, and so I didn't get a chance to get them there, and I haven't been inclined to spend however much they are from a reseller. So maybe one of these days I'll save up and get one of them, but so far I don't actually have any. Bank account was crying just looking at this. Did I see the new JD song Bolt Cutter is released on Friday? I did. I'm very excited. Yeah. I'm very excited. I mean, I'll hopefully, I'm not sure if there's going to be a music video or just the song, but either way, I'll probably do at least a quick video on it. So. Cross my fingers for you. I'm sure it'll stay in place. Yeah. We'll see. Got my hands on that one. That's good. On the listening party. Went to listening party, but I'd already pre-ordered a copy of Breach, so you can't get 2. Is what I'm hearing. That's okay. I didn't get more than 1 copy of Breach either. I would never do that. All right. Let's just get into it. Like I said, as we go through this, it's not just going to be me shoving vinyls in your face and moving on. We can chat and hang out as we go through this, but so also beyond the fact that the box sets are going to close us out, I don't have a particular order in which I'm going through this, so don't read into anything. It isn't an order of preference or anything like that. This is just kind of assembling stuff that I could find. But anyway, yeah, this was one of the Clancy variants. This was one that I was very excited for. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already because Clancy was pretty common one to get, and there were a lot of variants. Hope the glare is not too bad as we go through this, but you got an FPE edition of Breach. Very nice. Very nice. Very standard, straightforward lyrical booklet. Honestly, not super impressed with the Clancy vinyl booklet, but what can you say? But yeah, I was really excited for the Inferno pressing of the vinyl, and this is gonna be fun. Getting a nice reflection of me and all these. But yeah, I don't know. It's just this isn't the fault of my webcam. Other things might be, but the fact that you see very little orange in here is not the fault of my webcam. It's just how it is. So it's supposed to be much more fiery, much more like a mixture of yellow and red that you see here. But yeah, I don't know. I don't dislike it. I just wish the orange was a bit more prominent than it is here. Might need to reorder my Breach vinyl because it has more skips now that I've noticed. You have the same one? Very nice. I don't think my picture vinyls came with lyrics. Yeah, that's fair. It's better than black. It's unique. What was it? Was it a Breach? I don't think they did a standard black pressing for the Breach vinyl. But I'm pretty sure they did for Clancy, but I don't think they did for Breach. What I'm realizing is I didn't actually set aside anywhere to put this stuff once I was done looking at it. So, all right, this next one. Clancy is the first vinyl I bought. Very nice. Yeah, we'll get to the first vinyl I bought and the first CD I bought for 21 Pilots. At least I had bought CDs before then, but the very first vinyl I bought was the 21 Pilots one. This is one of my favorite vinyls. I've shown it on stream before because it's come up a number of times. This is the Location Sessions EP. So you have the image here on the front is from the recording studio in Berlin where they did the version of the Hype. Back art is as well. If this, I don't know if you can see it properly. They have a little short track list. I don't know. I just really like the Trench era releases in general. The stylistic tape and everything like that. One of these days I'm going to try to get the triplet EP. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's one of those things where if I'd been more active with getting physical media at the time that Trench came out, I would have gotten, but I just kind of missed it at the moment. How did you get that one? I got this off of a site called Discogs, DISCOGS, I think, .com. It's like a mixture of a catalog / marketplace for every vinyl or CD ever made, really. So I think a lot of people use it to catalog their vinyl collection. I was doing that at one point, and then I kind of never kept up with it. But it does have a marketplace as well, so you can buy things off of there. I bought this. It came out in 2021, I think. Let's see if there's a copyright on it that shows. Yeah, 2021. It was a Record Store Day exclusive. And I think I bought it later in 2021 because I missed the Record Store Day release. So at the time, it was quite cheap. It was $12. I don't really know what it goes for now. But yeah, it is. Not only is it one where I think the album art and the look of it is really cool, it is also one of my favorite ones to listen to. Obviously, it's only 4 tracks, so it's a short listen, but it's a nice one to, kind of, back when my record player worked better, just kind of put on the record player and sit down and relax and for a little bit. Take a little break. It's not a long investment to sit and listen to a whole album, but you can listen to 4 fairly relaxing versions of some good songs. So the Hype Berlin edition copy is sweet. Very nice. Yeah. And then this is the disc itself. It's a 45, so it's the same size as a regular 33, right? A full album. But it's a lot faster. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the detail on this, but there's 2 songs on each side, and you can see the bands for each song. Maybe you can see. I can see that the bands for each song are quite thick because it kind of spins very fast. This is around $200 to $400. Shouldn't be touching it. Goodness. Are you sure? Are you sure that isn't like just an eBay number? Because sometimes stuff on eBay goes for a lot more than stuff on like other marketplaces like Discogs. When you have a moment, do you know of an interesting way to display albums and sleeves without a boring frame? Yes, floating shelves is really the main thing that comes to mind. I haven't put any in myself, and you have to do it in such a way. Like, I don't leave my vinyls on my bookshelves indefinitely because it can damage the dust cover if you do that. Because it's like putting too much weight disproportionately on one part if you're having it standing up in that particular way, at least in my experience. Floating shelves, I think you can do it in a particular way where you can kind of fasten something to the tops here so it won't fall off, but it doesn't have to be putting all its weight on the bottom piece. So it's still being held up here, but it's like an invisible, clear thing. So, if that makes sense. That I think is the main thing that I've seen. I don't really have a good vinyl display mechanism currently. Again, I put them in the background of videos, and that's the main thing I display them for. And I kind of rotate them out on a fairly regular basis so they don't get worn by sitting up there. And then there's certain ones that I just don't put up there because I don't want to risk them falling. It's more like 75 to 90. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I have no issues with this thing being worth $200, right? Not gonna complain, but I also would be a little surprised. Vessel 10th anniversary 700 on eBay. Yeah, I really wanted to get that, and I was like a couple minutes too late. I tried to buy it during the live stream, you know, but they were sold out already. So, all right. Next up, this is not the. Well, actually, this and I really is it really not in order. These two are the first two vinyls I ever bought, and I bought them together on the same day. There was a question earlier, am I going to fix my record player? I'm probably not going to fix my record player. I'm probably just going to buy a new one at some point when I have the money. The record player I got for Christmas one year, and it's like one of those suitcase ones that wasn't terribly expensive because I wasn't 100% sure how invested I was going to be into record playing and all that kind of stuff, so it didn't seem worthwhile to, you know, get something really, really crazy expensive. So obviously it's cheap. It wore out. The band kind of wore out, especially switching between 33 and 45. So I'm probably not going to fix it. I'll just replace it. But anyway, after I got that record player, I wanted to play something, so I went out and got these two from, I think, Barnes & Noble. This one got a little creased up here, unfortunately. Again, I'm not sure how well you can see details like that, but someday I'm going to get the Vessel Anniversary Edition. It's my favorite album, maybe hands down. That's awesome. Your record player is okay. Well, that's better than mine. It was Crosley. Yeah. I have a bookshelf, but it's full of books and has doors. The cats don't climb in there. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like if you're able to install, I don't know, you know, where you're living. There are sometimes different regulations and stuff if you don't own your home or something. But you should be able to put in floating shelves if you want to go that direction instead of a frame. But there are also ways, I think, to mount it entirely using kind of corner pieces. And so the corner pieces are screwed into the wall or whatever, but they're clear. So if you get up close, you can see it, but from a distance, it doesn't really mess up the look, and it doesn't have that boring frame around it as well. So my record player was on the more expensive side, but it's just gorgeous. Well, yeah, that's great. What I would be looking to get at some point. Do you have the JD Silver vinyl? Yeah, somewhere over here. How do I decide vinyl or CD? This was a question last stream. It really depends what you're looking to get physical media for. If you want to have, you know, pieces of art to display or to have around, I would say go with vinyl. If you're primarily trying to listen to it, I would say go with CD. Because vinyl, you know, as I was just saying, it's just harder to find reliable ways to play vinyls, in my experience. CD player, if you don't have a CD player already, it's pretty cheap to get one for your computer or your TV. A lot of like PlayStations and stuff have CD players and things. So there are ways to play it beyond, you know, vinyls. You can't put a vinyl in your PS4. So, but as, you know, art pieces to display, having the big album art in the vinyl size is really good. So it depends, you know, if you really dislike the album art of an album and you want to really listen to it a lot and sort of the higher quality that physical media can give you, then I would say go with CD. What color vessel do you have? Oh, we'll get to it, but I think it's the silver one. Final sound is pure though. So yes, it is, as long as you have a good player. But if you have a sort of cheap one, or the needle gets a little worn out or anything like that, it starts getting more finicky. It's like when it works way better than any others, but when it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. So again, I don't have the biggest experience with the vinyl. Other people can correct me on this, but in my experience, if you're sort of an amateur looking to get into collecting physical media, then I would say start with CDs if you want to primarily listen. Start with vinyls if you want to primarily have physical things to look at and enjoy the art of. I prefer CD or vinyl player personally. I mean, day to day, I use a CD player a lot more. But it's kind of like asking, do I prefer this is not entirely analogous, but it sort of is. It's like, do you prefer seeing a movie in a movie theater or on a Blu-ray at home? Day to day, I'm going to be using the Blu-ray player a lot more because it's a lot more convenient. But the experience you get going to a movie theater can be a lot better, right? So I prefer the vinyl listening experience because it's really cool to have that, physical thing there spinning in front of you, a needle hitting grooves and making sound, right? That's really cool. And there's also sort of something atmospheric about it. But is it my go-to when I want to listen to music? No. My go-to would be CDs. So I don't know if that really answered your question, but I suppose I have a preference for vinyls, but I don't use vinyl with headphones. Is the greatest experience I've ever had in my life. Well, there you go. So the pressing of Trench I have is kind of just the boring black one, the very reflective one. But I don't know. I think there are other color variants of Trench that came out. These days, they're all incredibly expensive. Again, I kind of missed getting them at the time. This is what was still in stock when I was looking to get a vinyl. But I do think the black does work quite well with this color scheme, obviously. It's a pretty prominent color in the album art to begin with. This is the sort of centerfold section. I mean, I've mentioned this before. Trench has one of my favorite collections of album art, I suppose. Stuff like this is really cool. The sort of morph album art there. My only unique top vinyl is Breach. Just started to listen to my vinyls. I've only ever won my first Robert DeLong album. Got Pray for the Wicked. Nice. Manskin's Rush, because it came with autographs. Nice. And then what's on the flip side of this? Oh, yeah. I love this image. I was trying to find this image online, actually to use as the thumbnail for my latest video, or the latest highlight that I put out from last stream about the Bandito camp and why the bishops didn't destroy it and stuff. I was really looking for this image and I just couldn't find it online anywhere. But yeah, it's a great still. So again, this is what I meant when I said that, Clancy's lyrical booklet felt like kind of a letdown, because you've got this, right? Like, do you have regional best on vinyl? I do not. One of these days I'll get it. One of the biggest regrets of my life is that, not really, but one of the biggest regrets of my physical media collecting life was I was in a record store downtown New York one time with some friends, and it was one of those Brooklyn record stores, I think, actually, not even Manhattan. And we're just leafing through, and there was a bootleg pressing of Self-Titled, and it was like over $100, right? So at the time, I think I was in high school, honestly, at the time. I traveled into New York for a thing, and yeah, it just, I didn't buy it. That's the short end of the story. I didn't buy it. I didn't have the money. If I could go back, I would, because I think it would be really cool to have that, even as a bootleg, I think. Yeah, but yeah. Breach did a good job of the art. Yeah, it was an improvement on Clancy. I don't want to hate on the Clancy album art, right? But when you compare it to something like this, it's a little sad. Trench lyrics have much more visual storytelling. Yeah. Trench booklet is cinematic. Your records are in very good condition. Oh, thank you. Now we'll get to one which is not. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a crease up here and a little crease down here. So this isn't a particularly special pressing of vinyl. This was kind of, again, just what was in Barnes & Noble when I went to buy. There you can see the crease. Yeah. Pretty, just a sleeve, right, for Vessel. I would love to get the clear pressing of a Vessel at some point. I always like clear vinyls. I have one that we can look at in a minute. But yeah, Self-Titled is my favorite album. That's awesome. Do I have the Liquid Breach? I don't know. First few records are pretty beat up. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, again, I've moved 5 times or something with this one. So, yeah. So I have the silver. This was like the 25th anniversary of Fueled by Ramen, I think, where they did a repressing of Blurry Face and Vessel, and so I got the Vessel one. It's like somewhat. Well, no, it isn't really. Light passes through it, but it isn't really see-through or opaque. So, not. I like Vessel a lot as an album, and this pressing actually plays beautifully, despite being a silver, like, colored pressing. But I don't consider this to be one of my favorite vinyls. So, you have this Vessel one too. I never find people who love Self-Titled. Doesn't get enough love. Self-Titled is it's kind of like just the OG. I mean, obviously, but yeah, it's going on here. It's very good. There are some great songs on there that I don't think we'll ever get. Man, I don't think we'll ever get them making songs like that again. If that makes sense. I don't know. There was just a particular style of songwriting that Tyler was employing at that time that, yeah. I watched your song ranking video, by the way, so I know how you feel about someone Self-Titled. Oh, but there you go. Yeah. Trapdoor, for example, Taxi Cab. Sorry, bear with me. This is getting caught on some of the, like, folds, and I don't want to bend it. So it's like, you know what? Let's just spend an hour on this. What, on Self-Titled? Feels much more theatrical than the rest. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Self-Titled is like the theatrical play of 21 Pilots albums, and Trench is the movie. From remembering, Bro did Taxi Cab dirty. Well, maybe holistically, I still think it's a fantastic song. Average final experience. Yeah, exactly. Stuff's just catching all the time. You don't want to shove it in. All right, this was maybe the 3rd vinyl I bought, actually. Target exclusive pressing of Scaled and Icy. Why do people hate on Scaled and Icy? Yeah, it's a good rhetorical question. So, yeah, this one's an interesting one because instead of having a sleeve insert, it's kind of just all contained in the record sleeve. The sleeve is the insert. It's got the lyric booklet, credits, special thanks, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if the camera's focusing okay on it, but then yeah, this is very nice white pressing of Scaled and Icy. Again, plays beautifully. No issues. We'll get to some other colored vinyls that I have that don't play well at all, very tragically, but this one plays very well. No issues, no skips. Nothing like that. So you've never seen the white? Yeah, it's really good. I'm tempted to make a point of getting all the standard black Nico's here because the camera's blurry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't actually focus the webcam. It just kind of does what it wants. But if I do another one of these or something like this, like another unboxing or something down the road, I'll work on getting a better setup and not having this. But sorry, what was the question? Your Breach final plays horribly. Which variant did you get? Oh, I forgot about this. So this colored one, for some reason, this white, is very staticky, and I think it's something to do with this particular sleeve. But it just kind of, it gets stuck. Like there's static forming as I'm trying to close it. Something about black vinyl. Oh yeah, I was trying to make, or I'm tempted to make a point of getting the sort of black vinyl variants of every single album, just to have. Man, I might have to try to put this away later. Forgot it did this. But yeah, just because it's the standard one. Yeah, the static is because of the paper sleeve. It's a paper sleeve that's closed off with no hole in it or anything, so it just gets stuck. Vinyl wants to be played. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the sleeve, because I've only had this issue with Skilled and Icy. There we go. So I did watch the March. Well, I forgot it was happening, so I watched from next semester onwards of the March Madness show. All right, next up, a little change of pace. This is one of my favorite albums, or one of my favorite vinyl pressings, I should say. This is an album by the band IDK How. I don't know how, but they found me. It's their debut album called Razzmatazz. What I did was buy some record inner and outer sleeves for $25 and just keep the special sleeves alongside. That would fix the problem. Oh, that's fair. Did watch the March Madness recording. You want this so bad? So one of the things that I really like about, okay, well, before we get into this, IDK How, in my opinion, fell off after this album. They released a second album called Gloom Division, I think. Gloomtown Division. Nowhere near as good. A lot of the lore that they had started building and exploring with this and their EP disappeared. And I think that was something that was really cool about. I should probably look at this one first, honestly, because this is the EP. That was something that was really cool about what they were doing. Part of what got me into them. This came out in 2018. Razzmatazz, the album, came out in 2020. So just kind of, it was in between Trench and Skilled and Icy was when I discovered them. And just in time for their album to come out, and then we got Skilled and Icy next year, right? So it was a nice thing to explore while waiting for the 21 Pilots story to continue. But they didn't really continue their lore. But one of the things that I really like about this band, or at least what they did with these albums, is this EP is 6 tracks long, and some of the tracks have extended versions if you have the physical media. Both the CD and the vinyl. It's not just limited to the vinyl. But if you buy the physical media as opposed to streaming it on Spotify or something, then you get these expanded versions of the songs. And for this album, for Razzmatazz, there are actually 2 additional songs, or 2 additional tracks. They aren't songs, they're sort of lore related spoken word pieces. I don't know if spoken word is a type of poetry, right? Isn't it? It isn't exactly spoken word. It's sort of like if you know JD's album Silver, how it starts and ends with those tracks Torn and The Veil, or The Veil and Torn. It's like that, but exclusive to physical media. So I think that's really cool. Love this pressing. This I snagged in a matter of minutes. It was, I think it was Hot Topic or Merch Bar. It might have been Merch Bar restocked it in like 2022. And there were 6 copies stocked or something. I got one before they all sold out. It's, from what I've seen, it's relatively hard to find copies of this. This guy left the band, but he was there for this and the album. So for the good parts of IDK How, in my opinion. Then this is the record sleeve for the EP. We invite you to follow along. And it's just a standard black pressing. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. This is a 33. So there's 3 songs on each side. And then, so this one I like. I mean, I like the EP. Has the song Choke, which I think is their most popular song. But this vinyl pressing in particular is one of my favorites. This is sort of, oh dear. There's some marks on this. Don't know. Or no, that's part of the art. Never mind. I'd never seen it in this light before, but this is one of the most extensive vinyl booklets that I've seen. Normally there's just an insert, a little slip of paper, whatever. This is multiple pages long. And the reason why it's multiple pages long is because it's sort of an extension of their lore. So similar to how 21 Pilots have the Clancy letters and all that kind of stuff, and there's that journal that we'll see later. I don't think these were available elsewhere officially. I think people later uploaded them. But there's sort of these, basically IDK How is supposed to be a band that was like part of a CIA government secret project experimenting on musicians, music making, something like that. I don't remember all the details, but there's sort of a bunch of classified documents about this project that just kind of plays throughout the booklet itself, which I think is really cool. And then again, like I said, there are 2 exclusive tracks that are tied to that lore. And then this is the vinyl itself. And it is my clear vinyl, my only clear vinyl. So I'm hoping to get a clear vinyl for Vessel as well. But obviously because there are tracks on it, it's not see-through, right? But it is clear. It's a clear vinyl, clear pressing. So is that CIA type group the ones that IDK How, but they found him? That's a good question. I don't think so. So I think, I don't know. I'm a little unclear, right? I think, I think it may be. I think that may be the case. It's been a little while since I did a deep dive into sort of all their lore and stuff. But, down the road I might do a video on it, because I think there are some IDK How fans in the audience of the channel generally. I don't know if they are right now, but I'm pretty sure so it was just somebody stumbling on it. Well, so certainly they released a video before they released any other music on their channel of like a kid finding these tapes in the basement of this band. So it's like the band existed in the 80s or something, and then was discovered and published in the 2010s, 2020. But the tapes they found did say, I think, IDK How on them, or I don't know how, but they found me on the tape. So I think that name already existed before they were sort of accidentally found. But I could be wrong. You are one of those IDK How fans, Haley Bailey. That's awesome. Should I do a video on their lore? I love a band with lore. Yep. Just picked up a really good deal on a trench vinyl. Awesome. Green pressing, mint condition. Is that like the olive green? That's really good. Gonna have to get into IDK How now. Yeah, definitely start at the beginning of their discography and move forward. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the direction they ended up going after the drummer quit. And by they, I mean one guy. But what's interesting is the guy who started the band, Dallin Weeks is his name. He used to be the bassist for Panic at the Disco for a couple of their albums before he quit to start this project. So if there's any Panic at the Disco fans, you've probably heard his music through that already. But yeah, the Brobex, exactly. He started that first and then incorporated some of those songs into this. So some of the songs on Razzmatazz I think were originally Brobeck songs, but an introduction kind of video of IDK How. Cool. All right, this is a bit more beaten up. So that was one of my favorite vinyl pressings, the clear one. Plays beautifully. It looks really cool. Second time I saw them was a step down from the first, but I still love them. Yeah, exactly. A Letters one. Okay, yeah. But this is one of my favorite sort of vinyl packagings. The trench artwork, obviously, really hard to beat, but what they did with this front piece for Blurry Face, I just think is really cool, right? Where this pulls out, and then you get this piece, right, with the overlay of Blurry Face, and then you lift that up, and you get this pattern, right? This is really cool. I wish they did stuff like this for more of their albums. This certainly is the one that it makes the most sense to do. And it is really cool that kind of, I don't know, Blurry Face exists behind the 9 Towers. I wonder if there's some kind of significance to that. But I've been recommending your videos to people trying to get into 21pilots lore as well as other bands you've done. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Appreciate it. Hopefully they've been helpful. Have you heard the band Half Alive? I have, yeah. Still Feel, what is it, Creature is the other one that I heard. I like their music. From time to time, stuff will pop up and be recommended to me. I like, oh, what was it? What was their debut? Was it 3? Was that album? Like Tiptoes or that EP, Tiptoes, something else and something else. I liked that EP a lot. And then I liked some songs off of their album, their first album. Through Major Shade at Brendan Urie, Down the Weeks, yeah. Tiptoes, Fall Awake at Night, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the insert is Blurry Face himself, and then you get all this, and then you flip it around, and you've got the whole. Even this is really well stylized, right? With Goner in the middle. So I think Blurry Face and Trench are their 2 best albums in terms of artwork and style. So I do like a lot about Breach. I think if they had lent into that sort of found footage analog horror theme that they were going with for the teasers for Breach, I think it would have been a really cool way to stylize the album, but they didn't really do that. So they just restocked that EP on vinyl and it sold out. I'll have to look out for. I didn't realize they had a vinyl pressing of that. So only Clancy got this treatment. Yeah. So this is. It's showing up as a little orange almost, the red. This is a really nice, deep, Blurry Face red. So I apologize that the color's not quite coming through. Like, you see the color red around me? It's like that, but better. Beautiful looking vinyl. Wonderful for Blurry Face. However, this is unironically the worst vinyl pressing I have for listening to it. And this was before my vinyl player started having issues or anything like that. I can't chalk it up to player issues. Every single song on this and the other one, because it's a 2-disc vinyl, because it's a longer album, every single one skips at some point. And some of them skip from one song to the next. It's really bad. Again, it looks fantastic, but if you're going to get Blurry Face, I might recommend steering away from this one, which was, I think, an Amazon exclusive a couple years ago. I don't even know if this one's still sold. They recently did a new pressing, a new red pressing. That was like a Walmart exclusive. That one I have no experience with. I'm not saying that one plays poorly. And that one looks beautiful as well from the images. It's an even cooler, it's like red with streaks of black in it or something. But I do know that this one does not play well. So you have a silver copy of Blurry Face, like the 25th anniversary, yeah. I had one of those as well, and then I ended up giving it away because I didn't need to. But I maybe should have kept that one. But I really like the look of the red. So yeah, then this is the booklet, credits, special thanks, some of the biggest special thanks. Typically they make this text as small as possible, but because of the having all the lyrics on that one insert on the front page. They were able to make this one a bit bigger. Silver pressing plays fine. That's good. That's good. All right. One of my more beaten up ones as well. All right. Next up, speaking of silver, have the third album from JD and their first vinyl pressing, silver. Just got my more than we ever imagined poster. That's really cool. I very much debated buying one of those. I'm historically bad at actually putting up posters that I bought, so I decided not to. But hey, well, I have to go. It was really nice conversing with you. Great to see you here, people watchers. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon. So, but yeah, this is. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, here we go. Just didn't come out. This is the vinyl pressing for silver. Got the lyric sheet here, an image of the band members here. Really well stylized, really cool color scheme, very fitting to their lore. My walls are posters at this point. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like I have to think about if I'm gonna put a poster back here, I have to think about how that's gonna look on camera, right? Like, is it gonna be the poster I want to be there forever? I'm gonna switch it out a lot. Is it gonna look right? Do I have to put it at a particular height so it gets framed correctly and doesn't get cut off halfway? But then, is it gonna look bad for the rest of my life when I'm not on camera? You know what I mean? So, I do have other walls. I don't just have these two walls and that's just a gaping chasm over there. But, you know, one of the main places I would think to put a poster would be in the background because I would kind of do something with this blank space. But yeah, I seriously need JD's other albums on vinyl or CD, especially Napalm. I mean, honestly, all of them. But if they can only do like one, love to have Napalm. Very nice pressing, no complaints. And yeah, I don't know, it's a great album. So, pink American flag with Clancy on it. That was almost in my Amazon cart. Thought you were trapped in this office. Well, I mean, I sleep in my desk chair with my head on this right here. This is my pillow that you're looking at right now. Because so another is our first second look at an album, another variant of Clancy. So won't linger on this too long. Obviously, most of it's exactly the same. But this pressing is another variant, obviously, on the one I showed at the beginning. I just looked at the desk. Did you steal mine? I have like the same one. This, yeah. I'm trying to remember where I got it, but it's a really solid desk. I got it almost 3 years ago now, and I've moved a bunch with it, which normally when you take a desk apart and put it back together a bunch of times, it normally, you know, does it in, but it's been great. Your Clancy vinyl is playing right now. That's awesome. So this is the marbled violism pressing of Clancy. I think it's really cool. This was the one I definitely knew I needed to have after they released the variant options back when Clancy was coming out. But yeah, I think it's really cool. It's a little hard to see how cool it is on camera. It just looks a little like washed out, unfortunately. But unlike the Inferno one, the sort of texturing and styling of this one actually does come through really well. So yeah, it's fantastic. Next up, I'm excited to look at this one. Then after this, I'm gonna reshuffle stuff, so you'll have to give me a minute. This, one of my favorite EPs. I have a tendency to really like 21 Pilots EPs. The Location Sessions is one of my favorite vinyls. This is one of my favorite vinyls. It's reflecting my ceiling fan, so enjoy that. I buy more variants, but I don't have the money. One of their coolest performances. I'm so glad that we got a physical release of it. It shows that they can do really good vinyl pressings of live performances, so they really have no excuse to not release Clancy live at this point. But Hurry to Heathens is Fire. This was where we first explicitly got Jokels. Again, there's been speculation. I think it's right that he's added backing vocals to tracks in the past, but this is the first time we certainly saw it in a live performance that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but this was a big deal when he started singing during Stressed Out. And that from that point on, they started incorporating him more and more. Also, just the tone of blue that they used for this performance and for this vinyl, I think is fantastic. It's a beautiful, rich blue that works really well with their sort of color scheme that they typically have. Yeah, all around, just a fantastic pressing. This one is not a 45, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's a 33. Again, it's a 6-track, so. But what songs have backing vocals from Joss? I think, well, there's speculation that Redecorate does, and I think he has a credit on Redecorate. I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. And then I think he might have for Blurry Face as well added some backing vocals. Like, I think he often gets credited in album credits for backing vocals. It's just not always clear to what extent. But yeah. I love this. I love this so much. And it unfortunately is getting really expensive because it's out of stock on the main store. And the glue's starting to come up down here. So if I ever see one on sale for reasonable price, I'm going to get another one and just leave it sealed. So I have like a perfect copy of it. But the track list for this EP. Stressed Out. Or there's an intro track, right? That's like a minute and a half. Stressed Out, Tear My Heart, House of Gold mashed up with Lame Boy, Shy Away, Ride mashed up with Nico and the Niners. That one's fantastic. And Car Radio / Heathens, which is also fantastic. So, but that performance of Stressed Out that they do on that one is really, really good. All right, give me a second. I'm just going to move this pile back over here so nothing starts sliding off. And then kind of just move things around as I start to bring in some other things to look at. That was the bulk of my vinyls that I wanted to show, but I have a couple others because obviously we didn't touch upon Breach. There's going to be a Breach segment where we look at a number of different Breach variants. So that would be that. All right. I also like the medley they did of Ride and Car Radio and the Skilled and Nicely live stream. I would not complain if they did at least a CD or a vinyl for the Skilled and Nicely live stream. They didn't end up doing anything but a digital album. And still, digital album, I'm glad we have that option so you can get a higher quality version than streaming. But I think it still would have been cool if they had done a physical release for that one. There are a lot of cool versions there as well. And honestly, if they'd done a Blu-ray for the live stream, I know I would buy it. I think other people would also buy it. So, all right. This is one of my favorite merch items of all time. Just hands down. We needed one of these for Breach. I don't know why we didn't get a follow-up because more letters came out. We had all the Bandito and, Dema Citizen letters and all of that. This is obviously closely tied to Clancy. It comes with a Clancy CD, right? It is a collection of evidence. Evidence left there on purpose. All the Clancy letters, all this stuff pulled from the dema.org website. Other, artwork that was featured in the Clancy artwork and the Breach digital remains, shot from Overcompensate, stuff like that. I'm always a fan of DVDs. Yeah, Mark said he's pushing for physical release of More Than We Ever Imagined. So, And then the I'm Clancy video script here at the end as well. Some, you know, this has been a really good reference to have as I have made different lore videos, just to have something to pull up, you know, instead of having to search through the website or anything, and just pull this up and read through it as reference source material. Someone's selling this journal on Etsy for $250. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hard to find some of this stuff these days. And this was only 2 years ago. I guess it was 2 years ago now. Or not quite. Almost 2 years ago now. But the psychokinesis diagram as well. So, yeah, we need more merch like this from all artists, especially 21 Pilots. If they would do more like this, I don't think they will, right? Because the lore's ending / over. There aren't really more letters coming out, but Google Clancy letters all the time for lore references, exactly. And this is getting kind of beaten up because I've, you know, had it like pushed open as I'm typing or something like that. I used to, especially, I think it was last summer, I did a lot of lore videos. I had a kind of a series of lore videos, and theories and things like that, which I'm looking to do some more of again. But I was using this a ton during that. So, also, as you can see, I have more CDs and stuff back here. I'm not going to look at all of my CDs because a lot of them aren't that different substantially from the vinyl versions of it. And obviously the vinyl is just easier to show off. But all right, next up are 2 items which I can barely show you because I've left them sealed and I'm going to continue to leave them sealed. This is not an unboxing of these, but this is the only 21 Pilots cassette they have. I really wanted a Breach cassette. They didn't release one. Don't know why. It's the first album since Vessel that they haven't put out a cassette. Again, I've talked about this before. I felt like the Breach merch rollout was pretty stilted. There were a ton of vinyl variants, but not much else for physical media. No booklet, no cassettes. We had the box sets, right? In fairness, we had the box sets. Those seem really cool. But we've also had box sets for Skeleton Ice and Clancy. So it wasn't like a hugely unique thing there. But anyway, yeah, this is a cassette of Clancy. I think these are harder to find now. I haven't opened it because I don't have a cassette player. Well, that's not true. I do have a cassette player, but I suspect if I put any cassettes in it, it's going to destroy the cassettes because it's used. So use a cassette player that... Even the CD player in this, it's like a CD cassette player combo, and the CD player destroyed one of my CDs, so I'm definitely not putting a cassette in there. But I just think it's really cool. But yeah, I haven't opened it. I don't know if there's much point in opening it. You can kind of see everything. It's a cassette. There isn't much in there. But it's something that I just think is really cool to have. And then I also have a cassette of the IDK How EP as well. Same thing. Haven't unsealed it. This one's also hard to find. It's the kind of thing where it's like maybe 20 years from now it's going to be worth a lot of money. So keeping it sealed is worthwhile. I'm not necessarily planning to resell these because I don't really want to not have them. But again, it's like, you know, I don't think this is going to happen. But if I have seen like the Trench cassettes become worth a lot. And like, I don't know, if this goes for $1,000 or something, I might sell it because it's $1,000. But I'm not necessarily expecting to. Thought it was a deck of cards at first. Be cool to have some 21 Pilots themed deck of cards. This, another thing that I wish they had done more of. There was a single for the line. It was, I think, a Merch Bar exclusive or an Arcane exclusive or something. It was not released through the 21 Pilots store, so I missed it when it initially released. And of course, when I went to buy one, they were all sold out. I would love to have a copy of the single vinyl for the line, but at this point, I don't think I will. But the Doubt demo is pretty cool to have as well, for sure. Be nice if they did one for Drag Path, honestly. But how tall are you? I don't actually know. I think I'm just under 6 feet, but I don't actually know. I have a vinyl that came with a CD. That's really cool. Then we got the the lyric booklet for Dragpath, or not Dragpath, for Doubt. I'm used to seeing the lyrics for Dragpath. For Doubt, which was called Galveston, interestingly. So that's cool. And then we've got the pressing itself on the one side. We have the Doubt demo. Very cool. Very cool. And then on the other side, we have this sort of. This is upside down, isn't it? Try to get it to catch the light. Yeah, sort of etching. Not really something you can have as a display piece because it's you have to catch the light to really see it well. But I wish the Arcane 7-inch finals would come back. Exactly. I mean, I'd get a Heathens 7-inch. I'd get a Bandito 7-inch, right? I'd get most of their songs as 7 inches if I could, right? But certainly ones that they've released as singles and aren't available in other ways on physical media, like Dragpath. Be really cool to have. Be cool to have, a copy of Dragpath with both versions on it, right? The A side was the Digital Remains, B side was the Spotify single or whatever, the one that they just released. But yeah. Again, more unique, one of my favorite pieces here. Really like this. Okay. Some Nights by Fun is the only vinyl I've gotten that's come with another piece of physical media of the album. Nice. It had like vinyl and CD. All right. Real quick, we're going to shift the gears a little bit here and look at a couple of CDs. Again, these are mostly repeats of things that we've seen before. Not going to dwell super long on it. Again, IDK How, Razzmatazz, very similar to the vinyl. It's also interesting, it's not a jewel case or exactly a digipack. It's basically like a mini vinyl case. But again, same thing with the booklet where it's got sort of this redacted lore related stuff, which I think is really cool. So always like when bands reward people for getting physical media. Would you like more Doubt or Doubt demo? The Doubt demo. I'm willing to admit that might just be because it's fresh and new, but that is what I like more. Same thing, IDK How, Digipack. Those cool to have. Wasn't going to dwell on that one super long. This is one of the few film scores that I have on physical media. I don't know if anyone here saw Oppenheimer back in 2023. Christopher Nolan film. The score won an Oscar that year as well. Be amazing to have both versions for Dragpath. Yeah, exactly. Got the Doubt single, but I wish I got the Blurry Face book. Oh, the coffee table book. Anyway, this is just very, very unrelated, right, to a lot of the other stuff that we were just talking about. But I think it's a really cool piece of art, right, of album art here. And I really like this soundtrack myself, so there we go. See that image kind of laid out there. Love Christopher Nolan. Just watched The Prestige last week. Yeah, that one's incredible. Yeah. I also have the Interstellar soundtrack on CD, but that one's just a jewel case. It didn't have as much artwork to it as this one does. And then I'm trying to remember if the booklet kind of has stills. I mean, obviously, as you can see, well, maybe you can't. In the background, I have a whole book dedicated to kind of the making of Oppenheimer. So, but don't want to miss the box sets, but I have to shower. I mean, it's a lot. So I would say it's going to be, well, how long has this been? It's been an hour already. Probably be like 10, 15 minutes before we get to the box sets, maybe a little longer. Because more CDs, then the Breach segment, dedicated Breach segment, and then the box sets at the end. So, and that box sets will probably take a little while as well. Honestly, if this takes too long, respectfully, I might skip Perligo Ponders as well, because I don't want to rush this. This is the main point of the stream, so I don't want to. I think we're going at a good pace so far. So, if there's anything that you guys want to look at longer as well, just let me know. I don't mind showcasing it a little bit more. So I was performing City Walls and Drum Show at an open mic, but my college went under a cyber attack and they had to cancel it. I'm going to perform in the next open mic. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Well, good luck with the next one. Thanks for the update. An Interstellar vinyl would be so cool. They're expensive. I've looked into getting one multiple times, and they're expensive. I'm going to listen to this podcast style. Interesting choice of audio podcast. All right, this is the first piece of 21 Pilots merchandise of any kind that I bought. I bought this. This was also the first time I listened to Trench all the way through. I'd heard the singles, Jumpsuit, Levitate, Nico and the Niners, My Blood, and I think Morph before this. And then I went to the record store and I found the CD, the last copy they had in the store. It has been since then and probably will always be. I mean, it'll always have a special place in my heart, right? Because it's the first. I don't know if it's the first CD I ever bought, but it's the first kind of piece of any kind of mainstream. I bought a lot of classical music, right, as a kid growing up, which there's nothing wrong with that. But this was like a sort of exploring a new world, right, with more mainstream. Mainstream's not the right word, but like not classical music. You get what I'm getting at. And certainly the first piece of 21 Pilots physical media that I got, and so on. So, but besides that, it also, I think, is just one of the coolest packagings of a CD. Just like the blurry face vinyl, I thought had a really cool way of packaging that vinyl. I think this Trench CD has a really cool way of packaging the CD. At the bottom, again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. Probably not very well. Maybe if I show it to this camera, that'll work better. I don't know. It's not focusing. There we go. Failed perimeter escape identifies failed perimeter escape by the dema council. Violation of section, and then it's the code, the Clancy code. So it has that kind of stuff around it on the dust cover slipcase. Sorry. And you pull that out, you get the CD, obviously. The disc itself looks fantastic. Just all the artwork for Trench is incredible. The booklet, continues some of what you've seen before with the vinyl album art, but yeah, this kind of in a lot of ways set the standard for what I expect album art to be. Lyric booklets, packaging, all that kind of stuff. Because again, it was the first thing that I'd gone as like a collector's item, a new, I was getting in. I listened to Blurry Face a ton at that point, but I was still getting into 21 Pilots, all things considered. So this was really formative. But it was, right, in terms of, I think I will always compare future 21 Pilots releases and other bands to this standard that they set with this album. So yeah, it's really good. Again, I really want to find this image. If anyone knows where this image is, send me a link to it. Reddit post with it. I cannot find it. So love the lore of FPE. So true. All right, and then these two are both bootlegs. Got them off eBay. So they're definitely, there's no pretense that they're official releases, but it's still cool to have. Especially this one. It's a CD. It's not a CDR. Yeah, this is definitely bootleg. But It's also a bit, the case the bootlegger put it in is a little cheap, and part of this clip here has snapped. But Levi Top, good to see you. How are you? Good evening. Where can you get a digipack version of Trench? I don't know if that exists. That's an interesting question. But I don't know if one exists. You could look on Discogs, kind of just under all the Trench releases, maybe from an international release. Speaking of international releases, one of the there are a number, as I've gone through, I've mentioned a number of pieces of physical media that I would like to get. And one of them is the Japan version of Vessel. Because it has those bonus tracks on it. It has some, well, there's different variations, but some have bonus tracks, some have different live performances as bonus tracks, some have remasters of, or at least official releases of regional best songs as well. Kitchen Sink, I think, Forest Lovely, maybe Slowdown. So, you have a music recommendation. Okay. Is it a band called 21 Pilots? All right. Let's see. I like the version of Trench he just showed, the CD. Have you heard of Tommy Prophet? I have not. Oh, I forgot. Before we get into the Breach segment I just teased, I wanted to look at these. So these are, I just showed a CD of Oppenheimer. Is there a legit website that sells the Japan version of Vessel Discogs? It's, it's a reseller market, but it's legit. It's just expensive, right? They're not cheap. But anyway, these are the only two film scores. Well, that's not true. I also have Chariots of Fire, but that's a really old, beaten up final. I kind of consider these to be the only two film scores I have on vinyl. The Dark Knight Rises, not necessarily my favorite Christopher Nolan film. I do like it a lot. It's one of the best in the trilogy. Bit of a hot take, but I like this movie more than I think the average person does. Anyway, I really like the score of this film, perhaps the best out of the trilogy. I wouldn't say I like this film the best out of that trilogy, but I do like the score the best out of that trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy. So, really cool artwork. This is sort of this is textured. It's like it's a mirror kind of material, I suppose, that sits below the metal pipe that's supposed to be up here. What is Christopher Nolan's best film? I would say Interstellar, followed closely by The Prestige. And then, I don't know what third would be. Maybe it's Inception. Inception's just such a solid classic film. I think I've seen Inception enough that I find The Prestige to be more interesting because there's more to kind of explore with it because I haven't seen it as many times. But yeah, Inception is just such an iconic film. I really like Tenet as well. But again, bit of a hot take, I think. But Oppenheimer ranks a bit lower for me. Very solid film, just wasn't his best. I love it. Great film, in the sort of catalog of film, but in his own catalog, it ranks a bit lower. 525 disagrees. Number one, Oppenheimer, Interstellar, Inception. Yeah, big fan of Hans Zimmer. Right. Yeah, I did point to Hans Zimmer. That's good. Big fan of Hans Zimmer. I'm getting to be more of a fan of Ludwig Göransson. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Oppenheimer, Tenet composer. He also did Sinners, I think. Just won another Oscar for that. Did Black Panther. Is doing The Odyssey as well. Watched Tenet and looked cool, but I didn't understand 90% of what was going on. Yeah, I didn't either the first couple times. There's still a lot I don't quite get. It's very much, I would say, an experimental film in a lot of ways, just because, yeah, it takes a lot of work to understand. And that could be a bad thing, right? I completely understand the argument of, well, then it's a bad film because it just wasn't made well. You can't actually enjoy it or understand it or watch it. I don't necessarily disagree. I personally enjoy trying to unpack it, perhaps unsurprisingly, given the kinds of videos I make on this channel. But I do understand if that's a sort of quality objection to the film itself. I created my name by dividing 21 by 4. Oh, okay. It's not like a release date, May 25th, the day after May 24th. Anyway, I don't know. There isn't a ton that's special about this vinyl beyond the fact that I think it's cool. And again, the vinyl plays beautifully. It's one that I used to just put on all the time to have in the background while I was doing other things. Film scores are good for that. 21pilots lore is also hard to understand. Yeah, but you can enjoy their music in a way that you can't enjoy Tenet if you don't understand Tenet. Perhaps. I don't know. Again, I disagree, but I can understand that argument. All right. So why did you divide your name, or why did you take 21 and divide it by 4? Tenet had really good music. It did. That would be one that I'd also like to get vinyl of at some point. Because yeah, that one's very good. I'd love an Oppenheimer vinyl too. It was very expensive when I was looking at getting it. Yes, this one goes this way. I didn't see everything you said about Tommy Prophet. I'm sorry. Best movie in the Batman trilogy. Best movie in the Batman trilogy. The Dark Knight trilogy, I assume you mean. Because I think there have been other Batman trilogies. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not actually the biggest. I haven't caught up fully on the Batman lore, so yeah. But for the Dark Knight trilogy, I think it's hard to deny The Dark Knight, the second film, being objectively the best, because you have that incredible performance from Heath Ledger. It's a really well-paced and well-told story. It's kind of just like iconic Batman versus Joker. Yeah, there's a lot that's really, really good about that film. For personal enjoyment, I think I prefer The Dark Knight Rises. I think the cinematography in that film is really good. He started really delving more and more into IMAX. The Dark Knight introduced IMAX, but The Dark Knight Rises is where he started really bringing it in as a main component of the film. Love the score again, and I do have issues with the way it ended, but I think overall it was nice to see. Well, spoilers maybe. I don't know if people haven't actually seen this and are planning to. But it was nice to see him coming up against an enemy that was really giving him trouble in a way that other opponents hadn't. So. And then this is my other one. 21pilots are about the only band I can hear just about whenever. Other than that, I'm pretty much in a classic music phase. Oh, very nice. He's NF's producer. Sorry, I keep missing what Levy Top's saying. He's NF's producer and just released a fantastic Easter album. Oh, very nice. There's some rap. NF isn't in it. What genre is it? So this movie gets clowned on all the time. I understand why. I've only seen half of it. Didn't really enjoy it. The score, very, very good. And this, I'm a fan of this pressing. Yeah, I'm not even a big Superman fan in general, but kind of similar to the MTV Unplugged sort of look. I really like this shade of blue in vinyls. So Clicky Equestrian, good to see you. Glad you were able to make it. They're old hymns. You should link to that album on the community tab. I'd be curious to see it. So, yeah, again, don't care much for Superman. I don't necessarily actively dislike Superman. I don't care much about it. Or about him, but yeah. Down for Christian music that isn't lame. And if it's Christian rap and Eminem's half brother. Is he actually Eminem's half brother? It's a new one. I haven't heard that. Just stopping by. I have an exam to study for. Ah, that's fair. Vet school. He's who NF goes to when he needs his music to play big and cinematic. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I do like those NF songs that are big and cinematic. All right. Second to last portion of this. We've looked at my sort of go-to vinyl collection, the classics, my CD collection, miscellaneous other pieces of physical media, film scores, and now we are going to go into not even all of, but sort of highlights of my Breach collection. We'll be posting our vinyl showcase as a separate video, probably, if people are interested in seeing it. Yeah, I can. For, production purposes, I'm not loving this wire here. Right? But, yeah. Short answer, yes, probably. If you want a good piece of Superman media, I recommend the episode for the man who has everything from Justice League Unlimited. Okay. The long-awaited collection overview. Indeed, indeed. Sorry. All right. Getting into Breach. Wolf Walker Caden. Good to see you. Ashamed to admit how many copies of Breach I have. I have copies of Breach that I haven't opened yet, which is why they're not here. Because I might... Well, I'm not going to say anymore. All right. This is the Rock Sound exclusive sleeve. There are only 500 copies of this made or sold. There were two... Technically, there were 1,000 sleeves sold by Rock Sound. They did this red one. They also did an orange one. I did not like, or I guess yellow. Did not like that one. I used to be a sand. Oh, are you that? Are you Bean Show City Beans? Is that you? That Caden? So yeah, there. Not much more to this. I mean, it's a jewel case of Breach, which is a bit harder to find because it's a UK version, being from Rock Sound. But I always like jewel cases with slipcovers more than digipacks personally. So of course I had to get this. And yeah, it's just, and it's Breach. Standard jewel case of Breach, and then this. So this is the main highlight of it. Fortunately, they didn't do anything super stylized with this piece here. Unlike with Trench, it's just Breach, Breach, Breach. Yes, you are, Caden. My goodness. Well, it is good to see you. I guess the top art they did a little bit more. I don't know if you can really. Right, they did a little bit more, but still, it's just kind of like a serial code or whatever. It's nothing too crazy. Man, that's focus right there. Look at that. Look at that sharp image. But yeah, Caden, it's good to see you. I've been wondering where you went in passing. So, how have you been? Hey, any more song parodies in the works? All right. Breach. Breach, because I remember you used to show up like every stream, and then you stopped at one point. All right, this is okay. Come on, can you focus? Can you focus? Hello. As we wait for that to focus, let me get some chats going. I just got my first piece of physical media, the Doubt demo vinyl. We were just looking at that earlier, but very nice. That's awesome. This is a great piece to have. I have 5 copies of Breach, 3 are box sets. I have the 3 box sets, the 2 CDs, and more vinyls than I should. Roxanne is the only one I didn't purchase. I had 5 versions already. Fair enough. I think I mentioned this in another stream, but you should check out Nalbus. He got a series of videos about 21pods. Made them as Trench Saga and Scale and IC were being released. They're good videos. I have seen a couple of those, and I want to dive more into them because I keep hearing good things, and from what I've seen, they are very good as well. It's so focused. Oh, there we go. It's focused now. It says as much focus as I do. Resurrection of a King link. Also in the community tab. Awesome, thank you. All right, this. Here, I'm actually gonna switch back real quick. After all that focus, I'm probably gonna ruin the focus again. Here, can we? This is a first pressing edition CD of Breach. So it's a digipack. It has a slipcase obviously with it. And you pull it out here. You've got the digipack itself, which unfortunately the digipack is not numbered. It's only the box or whatever, the dust case, the dust cover, but still. Digipack right here. Weirdly, the CD is on the left side. Don't know why. I think with the Clancy digipack, that was also the case. Don't know why. It's weird to me to have the CD on the left side and not the right. But what can you do? They didn't ask me. Yeah, yellow version of the CD for the first pressing edition. First pressing edition. For reference, if we look at the CD from just the standard release, it's red. So there's that element. 10th anniversary of Blurry Face I got only for the book. Nice. I think I may have that CD. What does digipack mean? Digipack, so this is a jewel case, right? This is pretty standard for CDs. Just kind of the plastic, the hard shell plastic case. How dare they not ask you? I know. Man, can you think of all the merch we would have if they had asked me? And all the hoodies you would not have, because I would not have mentioned hoodies. They do always ask me. They just forgot this time. It was crazy. So digipack is more, it's like a folded cardboard case with plastic around where the CD goes, but the rest of it's just cardboard. Whereas a jewel case is more all plastic. And then there's some other things like that Razzmatazz CD that I showed, where it's like this is like a wallet case, I think technically. It's not a jewel case, or it's not a digipack because it just opens, whereas a digipack typically has these folds, or at the very least has kind of a sleeve here and then a hard shell here for the CD itself. Whereas this doesn't have any plastic at all. It's just cardboard sleeves, which honestly offers the least protection possible for a CD. All right. Can't listen to a hoodie, but you also can't wear a CD. I mean, I've got all the clothes I need, so. But yeah, this is the first pressing edition. And then in here, obviously there's the Breach booklet. And then there's this really cool insert that, goodness. Not an actual signature, it's a copy, obviously, but still cool piece to have. Just with a little note from them that's exclusive to the first pressing edition. Got the book out here, which I don't think this one really has the errors in it in the same way. I mean, so it does for tally, but one of the other booklets I was looking at had differences for city walls, had errors in it, which this one doesn't. But a dual case makes sense, I think. So starting with Skilled and Icy, they've very much gone the direction of digipacks. Whereas for America, the international releases, especially for the UK, have been jewel cases. That's why the Rock Sound one was like that. I have a jewel case copy of Clancy as well. I just prefer them. I haven't been able to find one for Skilled and Icy, but from Skilled and Icy onwards, they went with digipacks. I think it's a stylistic thing, but yeah. The purple shirt is practically 21 Pilots merch at this point. That's funny. But then it also comes with this sort of like half poster. I don't think it folds out any more than that, but poster for Breach. So pretty cool. The target pressing for Breach has the wrong tally lyrics. Yeah, well, I think all the booklets have the wrong tally lyrics. Some of the booklets I've seen have the wrong lyrics for other songs as well, which is interesting. All right, Breach CDs. Next up, we have, this is a Breach vinyl variant, and I'm trying to remember which one this is. I think it's Blood Records? I don't know. It's like Blood Records or Hot Topic, or it's not Bad World. But it's one of, it's like, it's not Target, it's not one of the main stores. It's a sort of more vinyl dedicated thing, like Blood Records or Hot Topic, or there's another one that I'm forgetting. You have the art here. Didn't do a ton with this page. And then of course we've got the vinyl back here. And I don't think this one had a booklet in it. Or no, it did. Never mind. Or it has a sleeve at least. So yeah, I don't know if this one has bad lyrics in it. The CDs that I've seen all do. But yeah, anyway, there's that booklet, and then, or the sleeve, sorry. And then again, I can't remember which store this was from, but it's like sort of clear, sort of streaked, kind of like ghostly. I can't remember exactly what it was called. I just think it's cool. Again, it's kind of like a clear pressing, but with this splatter to it as well. That's the picture vinyl you have, like from that, the poster that I just showed is similar to the art in one of the picture vinyls. Yeah. Slowly having Center Massacre on me. Same. Still not one of my favorites, but yeah, definitely overrated. But yeah. Like the meaning behind Center Mass. Vibe is nice. Fair. All right, so there's that one. Here, let me. Oh, number 3 in the poll. Oh yeah, for Center Mass. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm sure this is everyone's favorite part of the stream, watching me put away vinyls. All right. There's that one. This is the first pressing edition vinyl for Breach. I think, yeah. So this one actually has a pocket on this side too, right? Because it's the first pressing edition. Stick your hand up in there, and you get a different poster. Don't know if you can even fully see it. and then sort of a, oh, don't want to bend it. Don't want to bend it. All right. That there as well. So might be worth hanging up at some point. I do like the flip side of this that I just showed quite a bit. And then got the vinyl itself here. Pretty standard, just pure yellow. But the importance here is that it's a first pressing edition. You framed that poster, very nice. Wow, the imagery of dema burning. I haven't seen it burn. The age-old question. Yeah. So for the record, we're about to come to the last piece of Breach merch, right? For the record, I have 2 other vinyls right now. They're both sealed. Target exclusive, I think. And the like blue Oceania pressing as well. Haven't opened either of those. I probably will at some point, but the blue one in particular I'm excited for, but I also kind of, for the record, yeah. I don't know. Both of those seemed really good, that for some reason, because I have all these other variants already, I was hesitant to break the seal on them, you know, just to keep them in pristine condition. But all right, so then finally, before we get to the box sets, this next piece right here is the reason why I'm doing this stream now and not a month ago. Did I see your Perligo Ponders on One Way? Did I not respond to your Perligo Ponders on One Way? I definitely saw it. I thought it was part of one of the last 2 episodes. But so, as some of you know, I purchased the Bad Worlds vinyl. And it took a long time to come. And I obviously wasn't going to do all of this and just not have one of the variants that was about to come. But would you say the Breach Era have the best collectible merch when it comes to vinyl? Well, when it comes to vinyl releases, sure. I mean, they certainly have the most variants, so you have a lot of choice. So there's a lot to collect. Holistically, though, not counting vinyls, I would say no. I think they should have done a cassette tape. I think they should have done another journal as well, like they did for Clancy. There's no reason why they couldn't have. They had the material to do it. The box sets are fantastic. That isn't, it's final aside. The box sets aren't fantastic. The only box sets I've ever wanted to buy. But they've done box sets in the past. So the box sets itself is not like a unique thing to it. It's just this time they did a really good job with it. But yeah, they should have done cassettes. They should have done a journal. They should have done a single pressing for Dragpath or an expanded edition vinyl for Dragpath. They should have put that on physical media. So yeah. Anyway, this one here doesn't have anything in it. It's empty because the vinyl is so thick and heavy. If I put it in here, it like doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't fit properly. But I'll leave this down here. So this is the liquid filled Breach vinyl. Very, very cool. This, in fairness, you can make the argument, well, Breach had this, right? None of their other albums in the past have had a liquid filled vinyl, right? But this is really cool. Dragpath is making an appearance on a Greatest Hits package. Are they going to do one of those? I don't know how to show you the, here, I can, give me a second. There we go. I don't know if you can even see it well. I'm afraid the light's hitting it in a weird way, but yeah, it is really cool. It's like blurry face paint in vinyl. Exactly. Yeah. I haven't tried playing it yet. I'm curious to know if it plays well. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. That's not why I bought it, you know. So, I was planning on getting the liquid one, but I ran out of time. It's hard to keep in the sleeve. Yeah, you have that experience as well. Yeah, it's so thick. I don't know if I can do like a quick and easy side-by-side comparison, but it is incredibly thick compared to the other variants. I want to be careful about doing this, but I don't know if that, I don't know how well you can see sort of the difference there. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's full of liquid, but so my mom was really impressed with mine. Just like keep it safe. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want it to crack, right, and spill everywhere. So I've been quiet tonight. I'm sick. I've just been observing. I do need to go though. It's been fun. I'll see you later. Oh yeah, well sorry I have to go, but thank you so much for being here. No worries about not chatting a ton. I understand. It's nice to have you check in from time to time, so I knew you're here. But no, yeah. Thank you for stopping by despite being sick. I hope you feel better. Y2. Liquid. Oh, I was just doing a comparison. This one's thicker. All right, so that was the final breach vinyl, but the breach segment is not over, and we will end that segment and this segment, this overview, by opening for the first time ever, in my case, a live stream exclusive unboxing, Perligo unboxing, of the box sets. Now, the story behind the box sets and why I haven't opened them yet is simply that, you know, I ordered them, I pre-ordered them at the time when they came out, and I was really excited for them. But I got a bunch of merch, right? I got the first pressing edition, some other breach variants, things like that, and I was, you know, it was kind of like, it was one of those things. It's one of those things where I had a particular day set aside where it was like, okay, I'm just going to take this afternoon and really enjoy the box sets. Open them, look at what's inside, make it a thing, right? Make it, set aside time to do it, right? So I didn't feel rushed. That particular time that I set aside didn't work out. And so I just kept forgetting about it, honestly. Busy with other things, busy with all the breach release, busy with life. And then I just kept, you know, it kept being like, well, I haven't opened them yet, so I feel like we should, you know, do something more special about opening it now that I've waited this long. And then people were asking, you know, let's do a merch overview or physical media collection on stream. So it seemed like a good opportunity to finally crack these open. So they're still factory sealed. Before, I do have all three. Someone was asking, do you have all three? Before stream started, I went through and just cut a little slit in the plastic, so it's going to be easier to open. But I have not broken, besides that, I haven't broken the seal, I haven't opened these. I've avoided looking at them online. Don't really know what's in here other than a CD and some like collectible stuff. Never gotten a 21-Pilots box set before as well, so this is cool. And there are three. We have three to open and look at. And I'm gonna open them in order of the one that I'm least excited about to the one I'm most excited about. Obviously, least excited is It's in comparison, right? I am excited to open this, but I'm more excited for the Torchbearer one, which will be last. How do you pronounce that? Oh, lonely? Might open for JD. Oh, nice. Why Breach went #1. I never even bought the digital remains of version of Breach. All right. Let's get this open. If I can. Got the Skeleton Icy box set also. Nice. Yeah, again, I've never really been super tempted by box sets. Until now. These seemed genuinely really cool. They did more for the marketing of these box sets than they had in the past with the whole photo shoot. That's the thumbnail for this stream. So, is JD good live? Yes, they are. Very, very good. Wow, this is a really nice texture. It's like a soft felt. I knew it was squishy, right? I could feel through the plastic. But this is really nice. Nova Clancy. It's also like, I guess it's the band. It's very slippery, very slidey. Echo Chamber looks sick live. I'm sure it is. I haven't seen that one live. All right, nice little slip band there. Moment of truth. They really should do, I know JD started doing this, they really should do collectible trading cards for 21 Pilots. They have so many characters in the lore, that would be really cool to do. I'm sure people would buy them. I know I would. Okay, how do I get this open? Can I switch to your TV? Nice. Nova Bishop jump scare. Has an interesting smell to it. Okay, there we go. Just trying to get open. Not trying to do too much off camera, but it has a. I didn't realize that it doesn't just pop off; it's on a hinge. That's why I couldn't open it. Train cards would be awesome, yeah. All right, this is really cool. What is this? Registry file. Designation: the new bishop. Document type: Ascension dossier. Redacted, Vulturistic. The name is redacted or Vulturistic. The rank is bishop. Provisional. Origin unverified. Citizen response optimistic / divided. File notes: rise of subject follows expiration of prior command. Instated by internal selection despite background conflicts and sealed juvenile record. Elevated by the people as a symbol of rebirth. Though preliminary analysis confirms unstable duality. Reputation index: fevered, feared, binary response. Further observation advised. Public confidence high. Risk assessment elevated. That's really cool. This is really cool, man. Can't believe I waited this long to look at this stuff. All right, so we got a CD here. Ooh, don't want to snap it. All right, there we go. Nice CD. Copyright 2025. Last year. All right, and then there's stuff back here, right? Oh yeah, there is. There really is. Okay, these look like stickers. Okay. Should unseal these. Let me move this plastic wrap off. Not very photogenic. All right. I can go back there. No, that's still on camera, man. I can go over there. All right. So we got stickers. Now, are the stickers roughly the same? Well, I don't know why I'm asking this. I don't actually want spoilers, but We'll see as we move forward if the stickers are the same. If they seem the same, then I won't unseal this package every time. But am I on streaming? I assume you're not asking me. Let me just post it on YouTube. All right. Oh, there's another one. Okay, these are cool. These are cool. I've never been the biggest fan of this stylization of their logo or anything. Same with this one. I mean, it's Clancy coded, but it isn't my favorite. But these are cool. This artwork in particular, I really like. So I don't do a ton of stickers. I don't like putting them on my computers much or anything like that because I feel like it makes things look a little gaudy sometimes. But I would like to do something with these because they're very cool. All right, I'll put these back in the package for now. Keep those safe. Stickers should be different in each. Whoa, spoilers. No, I did ask. Put your stickers on my cup from the box set and a Perligo sticker or two. Oh, very nice. That's awesome. Got stickers on my guitar case. Well, that's fair, yeah. All right. Then this bandana. Okay. Stickers on my laptop. Yeah, see, I've always avoided that. I mean, obviously, like, I take my laptop around places where I have to give off at least pretense of professionalism. So sometimes that doesn't always align with putting stickers on your computer. I've been tempted to maybe do some on some of my like monitors and things. Why does that keep unfocusing? Anyway. Bandana. Very nice. Very nice. I do like this artwork from Breach a lot. Man, I'm not going to fold this properly, am I? Uh-oh. Man, I messed that up, didn't I? Okay. Oh well. This is how it's folded now. Do you play instruments? I do not. I do not. I wish I did. I've dabbled with hitting a couple of piano keys from time to time. But I didn't really grow up learning an instrument, and I feel like in a lot of ways just don't have the time. So, but one day. Got the Breach jersey, and I had that top logo. Yeah. I mean, it's a style, right? I completely understand if people like that style of the logo. I don't, but I completely get it if they do. Oh, there's a booklet in here too. I didn't realize that. Okay. So another poster. So this looks like the same as the first pressing edition poster. Yeah, I'm not gonna fully unfold it because it just looks the same. We've already seen that. Yeah, this is cool to have a bigger booklet like that. Apologize for the autofocus. I don't know. The poster, the pose, the colors. Yeah. Oh wow, this is nice. Dang. Is it just? It's just images. I see. Okay, I was like, where are the lyrics? This is really cool though. It's like it's textured. Very nice. Very, very nice. That's textured too. Wow. I do like this. I like this artwork as well. Kind of similar to the journals. Well, I'm gonna have to look at that a bit longer later, but very nice, very nice. Okay. All right, wait, how does this work? That was there. This was there. I think that was right. All right. First box set down. Wish they'd done more photo shoots for Breach. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put that there. That was the spot I designated. All right, next up, the Dark Clancy box set. All right. Wow, we've been doing this for 2 hours. Very cool. No complaints. No complaints. Again, did not want to rush through this, but I didn't really know how long to expect it would last. So hope you guys are still enjoying it. But if you're not, we're almost done. And you can also leave, which is that's not a threat. I'm not telling you to leave, but you are free to leave. I will not be offended. A little disappointed at the official tour poster. Sorry. Speaking of disappointment, has anyone seen the Harry Potter show trailer? I don't know if anyone here is a Harry Potter fan much. A couple years back, I started watching the movies every winter and Christmas. I wasn't a fan growing up, but I got into them as a sort of seasonal thing. This seems like a good, I don't know. I enjoyed it as a winter watch, an atmospheric winter watch. But yeah, the new trailer. It's, well, not to distract from this, but it's a shot-for-shot remake in a lot of ways of the originals, just with different actors. I personally think it would have been really cool if they're going to make a remake, if they had lent into a brand new art style and a design of the costumes and everything like that for it. So, you see the Hunger Games trailer? I think it did. Sunrise on the Reaping, was it? I think I saw that. I'm not a big Hunger Games fan, but all right, now I have a better idea of how these open. This is so much easier. Like the texture a lot on this one. I don't know. They did a very good job designing these box sets. I do think like the texture of the Nova Clancy is like soft and felty, almost like a bishop robe might be. Dark Clancy seems more like I don't know, like a almost leather that you would wear into war or something. Let's see here. I'm excited for this thing. Clancy, obscured variant. Variants of Clancy. Okay. I'm gonna have to do like a lore video on these or something. Character deviation report. Name, Clancy Dark Sector. Class, Uprising Icon, non-compliant. I'm trying to read this and let you see as well. So, psych profile, charismatic, unpredictable, multiple failed perimeter escape, one or more perimeter escape. Interesting. Subject evolved from dissident to folk hero, demonstrates strategic aptitude and mass influence, displays increasing autonomy and behavioral divergence. Hubristic tendencies recorded post-escape, widely revered by separatists, dangerous in ideology, potential. Remark, verified threat, observe closely, power levels unsanctioned. These are really cool. Why are more people not talking about these? Have I just been ignoring any mention of box sets? I had a rough week, left my boyfriend. Feel like a crappy person. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. I love you. Getting lost in track by life in your streams. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's never fun. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this. So, but yeah, I hope things get better. This one's my favorite. Okay. Man, make this hard, don't they? You gotta love when packaging makes it hard not to destroy your items. Because I do want to look at this one. Ooh. It's not textured, obviously, it's a CD, but it has a nice material look on it. If you can get that. Almost like it almost in camera looks like the plaid on the cloak that he wore in Snapback. That's cool. Hubristic is interesting. Yeah, very well. Very well. There's a Clancy letter I can't stop thinking about. Which one? All right. Okay, different stickers. Very nice. Very nice. Not as big of a fan of this one as the other one. But yeah, I'll open this up since we got a different thing. Maybe I was avoiding the surprise. Well, yeah, I was ignoring like most stuff related to it. Related to the box sets, but I definitely would have thought, you know, more people would have been making lore remarks about it, but okay, so we still got one of these. Nice, I like those. So then it was this instead of the dema circle. And I like this better than it was just this, right? Was the other sticker. I like this one a lot better. So glad I got all three, because I mean, at least at the time when they were selling, they were not very much. So kind of, I feel like you're getting your money's worth with these. Whoever designed these box sets really outdid the other years. This is some of the best merch I've seen since Trench. Might be the best. Well, I don't know. The journal is still really good. Gonna be hard to beat the journal, but this is like, if we couldn't get a journal for Breach, I'm glad we got this. This is really cool. Don't say I haven't taken the CDs out of the box sets. That's fair. I'm curious to play them, because at least with some of the others, there were some differences. So I'm curious to see what these ones are like. All right, Breach red and black bandana. What do you think? Should I open this one up? I know this looks like the same poster. I assume this stuff's all the same from one to the next. But yeah. So I'll leave that be. Should I open up this bandana and pull it all out, or just leave it be? You guys want to see it? It does not matter much. This merch is very nice. We love the Christian clickies. 12 Pods learning the context of Christianity has been so fun to dig into. Merch is nice. Considering being more spiritual. Leave it. Leave it in your opinion. All right. The person has spoken. Close that down. Yeah, it's probably just recolored. I don't expect the design is much different. I'll leave it for now. And this is part of the reason why I haven't really gotten box sets in the past, is I don't think I'm ever going to wear that bandana, personally. And oftentimes the box sets were just CDs and things like bandanas and stickers. Which, again, I think are cool. It's just not what I want to spend like $70 on, or whatever the Skeleton Icy box set was. These were significantly cheaper than other box sets that I've seen from 21 Pilots, and they seemed a lot cooler. So, all right, the final one. Final piece of merch for tonight. And the final box set. Final unopened box set. This is one I've been really excited for. The Torchbearer one stood out to me right away as one of the coolest designs. So yeah. Moment of truth. Taco Bell set. Love Torchbearer. Torchbearer. The Tyster is interesting on this. Trying to figure out why. The other two kind of made sense. This one's very rough. Is it like... It almost feels like a backpack strap or something. I don't know. I'm a Christian, frankly. Oh, this is pulling off. Okay. Well, that's off. There we go. That's over there. Taco Bell Saga is something special. Anytime I get too smart, I listen to it. right. Final one. Registry file 08004-7-LT. Designation Torchbearer. Document type Personnel Stability Index. Name unknown. Codename Torchbearer. Association unregistered. Civic liaison. File notes. Subject has become the unofficial constant in a fractured trench landscape. Reported seen on dema premises. Displays no signs of deviation from objective. Known for unwavering presence and guidance in transitional zones. What are transitional zones? And counsel of rogue citizens. Considered harmless by vilest standards, yet presence is persistently, influential, and may invoke rebellion. Remark, a light that does not dim, recommendation formidable, monitor, do not obstruct. I think it's interesting that they included formidable in there. But yeah, that's really cool. Should I try to get this one out? See, part of the reason why I like this one so much is it's got the trench colors again. The card is for Torchy. It is. This is the Torchbearer box set. Harkens back to a trench time. Really cool. Really cool. All right, and then open this up. All right, these, well, okay. Again, like the colors on this a lot. I'm not going to open this one just like I didn't open the last one. Well, maybe I don't know. I think it's just recolored, but I might open that one. Sorry, I keep pulling this open off camera. Twentyonepilots, Youngblood, Heavenly, and Carbon Leaf. I've heard some Youngblood songs. I was on a bit of a Youngblood phase last summer after, I think it was after the contract came out. That because there was like speculation, I can't remember if it was actually verified or not. I think it was that he helped out with the contract in some way. So there were a couple, and Youngblood just put out an album around the same time or something. All right, so that's the same one as the Nova Bishop. Ooh, FPE. Interesting that we get FPE with the Torchbearer. So this is the same. These two are repeats, and then these two are new. Very interesting. So I think I'll open the bandana. Why not? I was going to potentially include my Blurry Face Reborn CD or whatever it was called. That album of covers. Oh no, this got stuck on the back. But I realized I had lent it to a friend and forgot it existed because I wasn't the biggest fan. But the FE sticker is cool. That's one I might put up somewhere. I need like just a place to put stickers. Because, I mean, the other thing is, monitors, computer monitors break, laptops get replaced, stuff like that. You're going to lose your stickers when you replace your laptop, so. Cover album was something, yeah. I liked the spirit behind a couple of them, but, like AWOL Nation, but. Frame them. Not sure what my stickers are, but I'll send you a list, and if you have any dupes, I'm open to training. Yeah, I'm down. Get a shadow box for your stickers? What is that? What is that? One thing I could do, let's put one right here. I feel like that's a thing people do. That the main problem with doing that is I sometimes make videos that aren't related to 21 Pilots or music or anything like that, and so it might look a little weird to have that on here. And I can't afford to just have a second mic sitting around. But that is one option. Pretty standard place to put it. But all right, let's see if I can get this right for this one. So then that folds there. That folds there. I see. Sort of. And that. Okay. I think I did better this time. Never thought of hard time committing to putting a sticker somewhere forever. Yeah, I mean forever. Forever is a long time, but you know, that has been on my old laptop. That was so old it came with a DVD drive. So that should tell you something. On my old laptop, I had a couple of stickers. I had a Skilled and Icy. I pulled the stickers off of. So this is from Breach. This is some of the string. Man, that was dusty. Goodness. You can see the dust floating around. Man. Okay. This is from the shrink wrap of, you know, the Breach Final. This is the first pressing edition. And so this is a sticker, right? And for Skilled and Icy and the IDK How EP, I pulled the sticker off of them, off of the shrink wrap, and put it on my laptop. And so I got rid of that laptop, so I lost those stickers. Dark Side Records. One of my Breach variants probably came from their store. So I kept these ones as well. Similar spirit, but again, I haven't really known what to do with it. But those at least are free, right? It comes with a CD or vinyl when you buy it. But it is easy to rip them as you tear them off. So, all right. Well, there you go. Glad we finally unboxed these. Very cool. I'm inspired to do a video kind of going through the character cards. I think that would be cool. Elliot got too long, silly. I'm near DC. What's that like? I hear it's swampy down there, especially in the summer. Well, I don't have anything else to put here, so I guess I'll switch away from this. I was thinking I was gonna do a Perligo Ponders episode, but given that we've been streaming for, you know, over 2 hours at this point, I think might not launch into a whole new segment. But that was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me as I went through my merchandise collection. Thank you to everyone who suggested doing that, requested doing that. I think it was a good idea. I had fun. I think other people had fun. Bit of a housekeeping note, I suppose. Well, I mean, one thing. If you're a JD fan and somehow missed it, there's a JD song coming out this Friday. I'll probably do a video at some point about it. This week is actually very busy for me, unfortunately. So, but and that, have you seen the new shirt that Tyler wore? I assume you mean at the March Madness concert. I haven't really thought about it much beyond that. If you enjoyed this style of stream and didn't mind the poor quality of this webcam, I wouldn't mind. I'm not opposed to doing more things like this. Whether it's going over my Blu-ray collection, if anyone cares about that, but more specifically, and I think more interestingly, if, for instance, the Lego Ideas Stressed Out set gets greenlit, could do an unboxing and building stream of that, or, you know, something like that, right? I love the chill streams. Good. Yes, it's called Bolt Cutter, the new JD song. Bolt Cutter seems, from the teaser they put out, seems heavier than a lot of their others. If I get another vinyl or something in the future, happy to do this again. So if you guys are interested, I'm happy to do more of these, but I'm not gonna make it a regular thing if you guys don't enjoy it, because it doesn't, like, I'm gonna open my vinyls or look at my collection or build the Lego set if it ever actually comes into existence. If there isn't a Lego set yet, there's potentially maybe one day going to be a Lego set. We can't really hope for it. I'm going to do all of that anyway, so I'm happy to do it on stream if it's something you guys enjoy, but I'm also happy to not. I don't mind. I won't be offended if you're like, this was really not it. So yeah, just let me know either way. I can work on getting a better setup as well. I want to post YouTube videos of your vinyl collection. You should. Got to go. Thanks for doing the box sets. I really wanted to see them. Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right. So that being said, watching you build a Lego set would be really fun to watch. I mean, I can just build a Lego set. It doesn't have to be 21 Pilots themed. Oh no, I have to buy a Lego set. How sad. But yeah, the main housekeeping thing that I wanted to go over. I mentioned this when I announced this stream last week. This is going to be the last stream for an indefinite period of time. Lord of the Rings Lego set. I don't have any of those that I haven't already opened, but I can. The ones that have come out recently are so expensive, but I would love to get one of them. So apparently there's a minus Tirith one coming out. But yeah, this is gonna be the last stream for a while, and the reason for that, I mean, there are a number of reasons, but the main one is I only have so much time to dedicate to YouTube every week, right? It's not even a side hustle. It's a hobby. It's very much a hobby in terms of how much time I can dedicate to it. And there are a number of projects that have been on the back burner since September that I want to work on and get done. And that I'm excited to do, and I think you guys are going to enjoy as well. And I thought that taking a break over winter would help. Didn't really, because it was like Christmas and I was doing stuff for that. I thought alternating, moving to doing it every other week would help. Didn't really, because I had a busy February and March more than normal, and then some other reasons. Silver Breakdown, yep, that's one of them. All that is to say, I'm not going to stream again. I absolutely am going to stream again, right? Especially if something happens that would be good to react to live. If the Lego set comes out, again, I'm being very optimistic about this Lego set the way I'm talking about it. I think there's a 15% chance we're going to get that. But for example, if something like that happens, happy to do a stream. My plan right now is to just not have a date at which I will stream again, to really shift gears and get into the swing of pre-recorded content again, because I've been kind of doing that as an afterthought, as a back burner when I have time thing, and not prioritizing it in the way that I want to. So I want to get into the swing of doing that a lot more. Once that's up and running again, then I will come back to streaming, because I love streaming. I really enjoy this. I've been doing it for 6 or 7 months now on the channel, and it's been limiting other stuff that I want to do with the channel. And again, stuff that I think you are going to enjoy, stuff that I think is going to be like more polished, more put together than highlights from a stream. So that's why, that's why I'm taking a break. It's not a break from posting stuff. There's going to be a lot of content stuff starting next week that I'm very excited about. Something's lined up for Monday. Not going to say more than that, but there's some other things floating around that I think is going to be really cool. We just hit 6,000 subscribers on the channel, and so I want to make sure to be doing more than just live streaming. So it could be, you know, could be a couple of months, could be a year. I don't think it will be a year. Could be a year, could be a week. We could miss one stream, could miss no streams. It could be next week I really get things going, you know. But yeah. So there you go. Feels a little weird to say because this was an awesome stream. And I always end streams tempted to do them again as soon as possible, right? But I think it's gonna be worth it. And you know, it's the kind of thing where I enjoy live streaming a lot. Genuinely, I'm not just saying that because I'm live right now. It's not something that necessarily benefits the channel a ton to do. I think there are some ways in which it does, but you know, generally speaking, highlights from the streams don't perform as well. You know, whatever. I'm doing it not because it's like incredibly helpful for building a channel. I think this is really cool. Perligo is screaming. Just give us a heads up if you do plan on streaming, if you don't mind and are able. You know, that's a good question. It's been a while since I last scrimped. Don't like the word indefinite. What's your job? I do a number of things. I am employed, should say. That's something that I've heard unemployed people often say. I'm between jobs right now. No, I have a day job, and I do some freelance work as well, and then I do some side hustle stuff, if you want to call it that, and then I do YouTube, and then I play video games as well. So, first 12 pods hiatus, now Perligo 1. So it's not a hiatus. I'm just not streaming. There will be at least weekly videos. Perligo Ponders is going to continue. It's just going to be pre-recorded for the time being. And yeah, there's just, it'll be worth it, in my opinion. You guys might think, I mean, I feel like at this point I've overhyped anything that's going to come next, right? But I'm excited to work on some of this other stuff. So there we go. I've noticed the shift, but I've rolled with it. That's understandable. Do whatever makes you feel more fulfilled. Thank you. It's hard to do everything at once. Yeah, again, wish I could have had more hours every week to dedicate to this. But yeah. If you screamed, I'd be concerned. Per locals when? Understandable. I'll definitely be watching the videos that are coming soon. Awesome. Don't judge my talks to text. Maybe if you screamed at your phone, it would work better. Confirmed gamer. Oh no. Outed myself. Sure, it'll be worth it. And if you believe it, we believe it. Appreciate all your content, regardless of whether it's not live or not. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We get a Perligo live album. Nope. If Parrot is your first name, your last is Lego. No, it's Lego. It's a man of all trades. Well, it's funny I say that. I have a day job, I do freelance work, and I have a side hustle. But the day job and the freelance work are both video related. And then I do YouTube. And then the side hustle is not video related, but, well, it kind of is. It sort of is. And then I play video games, and that's not video related. But, well, they are video games, I guess, so I can't escape it. Yeah, I used to do Lego a lot more, and then I got into gaming. I used to be those, what are they called? An adult fan of Lego. Some acronym. Do we get a Perligo music video at least? I might talk about a music video. Is that what you want? Does that help? So, one question, since we've got 12 small audience, right? The late night crowd who are still here. Genuine question. I did an interview with JD back in the fall, like October. And I'm potentially interested in doing more interviews, but is that something that you, the people, would be interested in seeing? Even if you say no, I might still do it, right? But I'm curious to kind of, is that something that people enjoyed, or was that kind of like, meh, you know, it's not a breakdown, it's not really like a lore deep dive, you know. I'm doing an analysis on Breach for my orchestra class Very nice. Love that. Yes. Yeah. I don't mean just with JD. I don't know. I would love to interview them again at some point if they're willing, but I can't really just keep interviewing them. But yeah, okay. I'll watch the interviews. All right, cool. Awesome. I mean, it's not entirely up to me. I have to convince people. Who would it be? I have some people in mind. I don't know how much I should say. Do one with NF or 20YonePilots. I don't think you understand my poll. I can't do an interview with NF or 21YonePilots, dude. I would love to. Especially, of course, I would love to interview 21YonePilots, but that's not an option. Manifesting you being able to interview 21YonePilots. Well, thank you. There's someone who I think, okay, this is what I'll say. There's someone who watches my content casually. I'm not claiming them as a fan, but they've mentioned they've seen my videos, right? Proactively mentioned. Who is someone that we've talked about on the channel before. And I would love to have a further conversation with. And I think you guys would really enjoy hearing more from. And it's not Mark. Because I don't think he's seen my videos. So. But I haven't even reached out to them yet. Don't read into anything. That's just that's kind of the next person I have in mind. So. How did you get to interview JD? I just reached out to their manager, but I'd met them twice before that and spoken to their manager both times before that. So they knew who I was and he knew who I was. So, yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, I DM'd them on Instagram first. And then I was like, should I schedule this with your manager, Keelan? And they said, yeah. So I did that. But yeah, they're very down to earth. I mean, I think they're willing to do interviews with anyone who will talk to them, really. Like, that makes them sound desperate. They aren't, it isn't what I mean, but they're just very generous with their time and talking to people about what they're doing. So, so proud of your interview with JD. Not only that they agreed to do it, but it was on point and phenomenal. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That was one of my favorite things that I've done with the channel so far. So, being cryptic just like that. Hey, I can't say I'm planning to do an interview with a specific person who I know might see this, because that's just like weird pressure on them. They probably won't see this, to be fair, at the end of a 2.5 hour live stream, but I wouldn't, I wish I could meet them, JD or 21YonePilots, or both. I'm sorry, but please check out the link in my tab on my Perligo Ponders. Yeah, I will. I'm pretty sure I responded to your Perligo Ponders question. Check the past episodes, and if I haven't, then just post it again or something. But it's not IDK How. No. It's an individual. It's not. Well, okay. I don't want to say much more. It's not IDK How. But, although, I'll be interested in talking to them. You don't have to confirm it, but I have a feeling it's either Stolen Potential or JL Anderson. Who I'm talking about is not either of those. Who I'm talking about right now in this particular conversation that we're having is not either of those. It's crazy to think because of you, I'm going to a show. Like a JD show? That's awesome. Or a 21YonePilots show. I never knew who people are talking about anymore. Too many fans of too many bands. But no, that's really cool. I thanks for letting me know that. It means a lot. Content is top tier. People can tell you care about what you make. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Little Girdley. Thanks for being here tonight as well. Doesn't matter. Anybody who agrees to do an interview with you is making the best decision. I should end stream I'm getting an inflated ego from all this. He's collabed with Jake. Oh, nice. JD show. Awesome. I said no. Jake Allen, Stolen Potential. I have done a video with him in the past. Yes. On his channel. Still. All right. Well, that being said, I think I'll end it there. Don't give too many clues yet. Again, the thing is about saying any of this, there's a 90% chance I'm going to reach out to them. They're going to say nah. So I'll just have to pretend someone else was the person I was talking about. Here's a chipmunk I found in the backyard. This is definitely who I was referring to. I need to interact with the community section on your page. I've never interacted with anyone's, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, you just need to be signed in, but it's pretty straightforward. It's like an online form. But people post cool stuff in there from time to time. It's not like the most active, but sorry if I'm being too pushy. Okay, what are you talking about? What is this link that you need me to pull up? I don't know if I've approved it yet, so you have to give me a minute to find it. Viewer posts. Okay. So what can you explain to me and everyone watching what this is that you want me to pull up? Because I have forgotten at this point what we're talking about. And am I going to like it? Am I going to find it's interesting? Thing is, I don't have... I didn't set up any, like, screen shares. The Time Profit? It's a timeshare? Oh, Tommy Profit. Okay. Never thought I'd reach the point in my YouTube career where my audience is pushing timeshares on me. If they decline, you can interview my cats. Okay. Right. Hey, at this point, we have talked about them on stream, so I wouldn't be a liar. You've returned. Wow. Okay. Can you still hear me? I changed an audio setting. So I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to pull this up because I didn't set up like a way to share my screen the way I normally do. So you have to give me a second. When I first started watching, I thought you were chill, but it turns out you're chill and really funny. Kind of rude. Okay. So this is the... Maybe I shouldn't click this link on stream. So we are just... Whoa. The resurrection of a king. Oh, is this the... Is this the album? Whose lore do you like more, JD or twentyonepilots? Well, twentyonepilots is a lot more fleshed out, so them. But that could change down the road. All right. Can you hear? Is it really, really loud? Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. No, I was kidding. You're not being rude. I appreciate it. That you're... I appreciate anyone who's consistently watching. I mean, it means a lot. I don't take that for granted. Can I tell you before stream ends? I was making 21pilots bracelets for the Breach Tour, and you featured one of my comments on one of the first Perligo Ponders, and I was so honored. Yeah. No, I didn't remember that you were in the first episode, but definitely have known you to be a consistent appearance in those, which have been going on for over a year now, which is kind of crazy. And when we started doing them, we didn't know Breach was going to be a thing. So, all right. Can't wait to see what videos you've got prepared. Thank you. Thank you. I can hear sounds. Awesome. If you like lore music, I'm slowly starting to post my own. Cool. Link it. I'll check it out. All right, let's watch this. Was Perligo intentional? I said that earlier. What do you mean? I didn't keyboard smash. I did intentionally pick my name. But Lil Girdley, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Yeah, see you in the future. So like, so is it a live performance or is it an album? Looks kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who any of those people are, but it's an album. Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. All right. Well, I'll have to check that out. Is that out now? So it's like reworked versions of already existing songs or something? I think they're human. All right. Well, that being said, most people are heading off anyway. I would enjoy the cinema. Okay. Thank you all for being here. This was a fun stream because I had a chill stream. And yeah, I'll try to put together some kind of video. I didn't anticipate I would spend 2 hours or whatever looking at all this stuff, so it'll be hard to make a concise video. But maybe I'll split it up into sections or something. But Perligo was not intentional. Oh, Perligo, you can think, talk to, you can. Oh, I see. Okay. That'll be the digital remains of the stream. Can you make a video about Ted Silver? Yeah, probably. Did you comment that earlier? I saw that comment. I'm planning to. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up for all the streams in the past. And I hope to see you guys live again sometime soon. And I'm excited to share some of this other stuff with you. Don't expect anything mind blowing next week, but honestly, it's the kind of thing where I might spend the next month or something working on something that you won't see for a couple more months. But yeah. Have a good night. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in some videos very soon, and the comment section, and Perligo Ponders.